everybody. This is Dan from the Rochester Indie Musician Spotlight and, of course, Three Heads Brewing. Today, I'm sitting down with Katy Wright, the Rochester resident for August 2019. She has 4 awesome shows going on, and with distinction, we might add, the first woman to ever be a resident at Three Heads Brewing for these Thursday shows. So we're really excited to have her here talking with us. So, Katy, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, start off nice and easy. Are you a Rochester native?
Canandaigua.
Canandaigua. It's sort of regional.
Yeah.
Tell me about growing up in Canandaigua. What was your musical experience like growing up?
So I grew up just a little outside of Canandaigua in this tiny village called Rushville, New York. So not a lot to do there.
Right.
But you had to go to Canandaigua for groceries, gas, anything you needed. So I spent a lot of time teaching myself little nursery rhymes and stuff like that on the piano, and just got into music early.
Yeah. Did you grow up in a musical household?
No.
Really? So this for you was this was truly a inspired and taught thing.
Yeah, I have no idea where it came from.
Not on anyone's side of the family, even.
No.
Wow. That's so then we always make the joke that it's the worst news a parents can get when you tell the kid the kid says they're going to be a musician, but
yeah.
what was that like then? If there's no frame of reference for your family of what being a musician is like, did you ever have a sit down conversation with mom and dad about it?
Oh yeah, I begged for piano lessons. I begged. I think my mother was just happy I didn't want to play the drums.
Exactly.
But I thought she would be thrilled that I wanted to play the piano, because I feel like most parents want their kids to play piano, but I think my mother was just I don't want this monstrosity of a thing in our house. It's just going to sit here and never get used. So I had to fight hard for my piano and my piano lessons as a kid.
And I take it the victory was sweet then? You eventually got your piano lessons?
I eventually did, but not without being forced to play clarinet in concert.
Oh, brutal. Oh, that's a rough trade-off right here. I mean, if you stuck with clarinet, you could go to tenor saxophone, same key, but I won't hold you to that. You play a couple things already. So
yeah.
When was the first piano lesson then?
Not until, I think, around 4th grade, maybe. So I guess I was probably around that 9 or 10 age, because it was pretty soon after joining concert band. My mom she was like, you got to pick a smaller instrument. You got to prove to me that you really want to do this music thing, and if you want to do it, then we'll talk about it. So I remember being at my first clarinet lesson with 2 other girls, and then we wrapped it up, and then I went home and practiced what I was assigned, but I memorized the whole assignment plus the next 3 pages in the book.
Oh, I came prepared.
And I was like, my teacher, why are you doing that? And I said, because I really want piano lessons.
At least you didn't come home with a tuba. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Mom says come home with something small, and you come in with the tuba. About that, you mentioned you were just teaching yourself nursery rhymes. Were you in choir or anything like that in school?
I did a little bit, but actually in high school, I became the accompanist for the chorus.
Wow.
So I sang when there were songs that didn't require me to play, but usually I was just playing for the chorus.
So when did the singing start and the songwriting even start blossoming then? If you're a little late to the game with the singing part.
Not till my senior year in high school, really. I sang in chorus and stuff when I was in elementary school, but then kind of grew out of it for a little while, and then I really wanted to write songs. I liked poetry, and so I decided I needed to get a guitar, because obviously pianos aren't super portable.
Not so
So
much.
I was really reluctant actually about buying a guitar, because I didn't think I loved it. I didn't think I loved playing the guitar. But I had a friend in high school who would kind of sit in the hallways and play a little bit, and I think that he inspired me to decide to buy the guitar and write songs.
And now you're able to do both. That's quite a gift in itself.
And I do love the guitar.
I
do love it.
It grew on you.
It did.
So the one thing I do like to ask, and especially if coming from a musical family, this question is often more straightforward answer, because we grew up in a musical family. I grew up in a very musically enriched family. Neither of my parents are musicians, but I grew up with jazz and classical, so I'm really inspired by jazz and classical. But growing up in an environment where you weren't in a musical household, where did you turn? Where did your musical inspiration come from?
Well, my parents were definitely avid music listeners, completely opposite ends of the spectrum. My mom was like the oldies,
right,
and my dad was more like the alt rock guy, like the edgier stuff.
Right.
And it's funny in hindsight, when I look at my set list for my duo project, you can totally see that. It's got that whole spectrum of music. So my parents got me into listening to music, but not necessarily that no one played, so.
Right. Oh, I got you. Yeah, you had to find your own light. That's a good thing in
Yes.
itself. We'll talk about your first week as the band I think you're most known for being in, aside from all the other great projects, Teagan and Tweeds, so we will get to that. But how did you first find your way into the Rochester music scene here?
That's a good question, actually. So I was living in Rushville still at the time, but I was working up here, and I've been driving back and forth and looking for open mics and places to play up here because there really wasn't anything like that in Canada. Well, there was for a little while. There was one place that you could go to, like an open jam. So I wanted to start playing out up here a little bit. And I met some people up here because I was teaching lessons at Northfield Music in the House of Guitars. And so I met some musicians and started going to some open mics around here. And I just got tired of driving back and forth. And I was like, I just need to get an apartment up here. I'm working up here.
Right.
I'm trying to play music up here. So that's how that started, was just checking out jams like at Murph's. That was one of the first jams on Thursday nights. I used to walk over after I was done teaching my lessons at the House of Guitars and jam at Murph's. And
nice.
And then really Boulder Coffee was a big one for me because I moved into the apartment upstairs and started managing the coffee shop as it was opening, and then started my own open mic there on Wednesday nights. And that's how I met Teagan and most of the musicians that I know today.
Beautiful. And that is a perfect segue. Let's get into the weeks of your residency. So we know we usually say Thursdays, and most often they are on Thursdays. We're doing something a little bit different for the first week of August. This is going to be on a Friday show. This is going to be another awesome Teagan and Tweed show in Rochester. Tell me about Teagan and the Tweeds. Tell me about that band from your perspective.
I feel like that's my home away from home. Like those guys are we're not just bandmates, but we're really truly good friends who spend a lot of time together outside of playing gigs. We spend a ton of time together, and we're excited about this particular night because we're going to do it a little different. So the crowd is going to see something a little different than what they're used to seeing with the Tweeds. They'll get their regular Tweed thing, but we're gonna start a little broken down with a little raw energy.
Cool. I like it. Who is in the band, for in case who don't know Teagan and the Tweeds?
Obviously, we have Teagan Ward, our lead vocalist and guitar. We have Lou Giglio on lead guitar. We have Jeremy Stoner on bass and tuba. And Tommy Formicola on all things slide, pedal steel, dobro. And then Alf and Sina on the drums.
I know you're doing something different for this show, but if you were to give a general encapsulation of what Teagan and the Tweeds sounds like, what would that be?
I think we're kind of an explosion of rock meets Americana meets country, songwriter, blues, definitely blues.
Love that. And the other quick thing is you guys have been doing some really awesome shows at the Rochester International Jazz Festival, and that's been a nice chance for you to see you guys kick loose on some of this stuff. So we're going to skip a Thursday, and then we're going to fast forward to August 15th.
Yeah.
Songwriters Circle. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I think that Jeff kind of had this idea from the beginning too. I know Jeff Dale is a huge supporter of original music, and as soon as he asked me about this, I thought to myself, we talked a little bit about this, and I thought, I got to do a night like this. So I've got myself and two other local female singer-songwriters, just the three of us, going to be an acoustic style night, sort of like a storyteller style, where we're just gonna talk a little bit about the song and just kind of rotate in a circle and get to know each other and let the crowd get to know us a little bit, and then play the tunes.
Cool. Who are the other two gals then?
So I've got my longtime friend Teresa Wilcox and Avis Reese.
Wow.
Who I'm excited. We just sort of met within the last year or two and have done a couple. Well, we did one 3x88 together, which is the piano thing that they're doing at the little theater, where it's kind of similar style. It's just all piano players, and I feel like Avis is a lot like me in the way that she is sort of, she's not the front person of the band that she's in, but she pulls a lot of weight in that band, and she likes her role in the background, like I like my role in the background. She chimes in on vocals, and she just rips it on the keyboard. So awesome. I have a ton of respect for her. And Teresa and I have been friends for years. We've done a ton of gigs together years ago, back in the Boulder Coffee days, and love her songwriting. And so I'm excited to share the stage with those three.
Awesome. Moving on.
Or those two, I should say.
Right, it's three total.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I can count.
We're musicians. You don't need to count to four
I just
anyway.
count to four. Yeah.
And that's it. Moving on, August 22nd, doing a show, Cardigans, and opening with the aforementioned duo project, the Skeleton Keys.
Yes, so my duo project is myself and Barry Jensick. And Barry Jensick is part of another band called Peg Leg Ida that's been starting to play around a little bit more. And I have a really cool thing that's happening that night too, is Barry wasn't my original skeleton key. My original skeleton key was Tommy Hawkins, who is in town that week, and so he is going to join us on stage as part of the opening act. So there's going to be three skeleton keys that night.
Awesome. And then the main event that night
is the Band on the Moon album by the Cardigans.
Why'd you want to do this?
I was thinking about my weeks, and I'm going, what else can I do? What else can I do? And I just started scrolling through my iTunes library. And I came up on the Cardigans album, and I went, duh, this is like a dream come true for me. This is my opportunity. As a kid, I wanted to be Nina Persone. I was like, if I ever have an original band, I want it to sound like the Cardigans. And so I was like, this is my opportunity, my one night to have a Nina Persone band and do the album from front to back.
Who's in that band?
So in that band, we have Matt Stevens and Taylor from Dial Up, who I'm super excited about, and Brian Eberts on bass, and Todd Lang on drums.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be a kicking show. Moving on, your final week, you are tackling a really cool project doing the music of Stevie Wonder. Why did you want to try such an ambitious project?
I wasn't thinking straight.
But you're making it work. Rehearsals are going excellently. Exactly.
And now we're doing this, and it's out there, so now it has to be done,
Right.
I kept thinking to myself, what did I get myself into? Why did I think I could pull this off? But I've got a killer band that's going to help me pull it off, and I've just always loved the music. I feel like it's just going to be a really fun night, a great way to end the residency.
Perfect. And is it songs in the key of life, or what's the repertoire we can expect?
It's going to be a little bit of all the hits.
Awesome.
Just a mix of all the hits.
I was going to say, if Sir Duke comes up, your bass player better be ready, because that one's fun. Who's in that band?
The bass player is Ben Overmeyer, so...
He's got it.
Yeah, solid. He's rock solid. There's a lot of people in this band, so we've got Jimmy, Mr. Grillo on the drums.
Mr. Grillo.
John Sheffer on guitar. We've got a horn section that consists of Brandon Choi.
Trumpet.
Colin Gordon.
Saxophone.
And Malcolm Williamson.
Trombone.
And I've got a second keyboard player, Willie.
Nice.
He's joining me. He's like my left arm on this. And my Stevies are Matt Stevens and Chaz Bruce.
Oh my God. I'm like giddy with excitement. This is gonna be such a fun show. Chaz has done some Three Heads appearances before. Obviously, TikTok brand ambassador now. He's doing some amazing things.
Yeah.
Matt Stevens is, of course, along with yourself, consummate performance. This is gonna be a really fun show. So let's go to the handy dandy notebook. Thank you, Christian Garzone, and we're just gonna go through the list of everything that we got here. Friday, August 2nd, Teagan and the Tweeds, skipping a week, fast forwarding. August 15th, the Songwriters Circle, featuring Teresa Wilcox and Amos Reese. Going ahead to the 22nd, again, these are both Thursday shows. Got album by the Cardigans, then with an opener of Skeleton Keys, featuring third member. And then the final week, August 29th, Stevie Wonder, featuring a very talented cast of characters.
Yes.
That's it for this episode of the Rochester Indie Musician Spotlight, partnering with Three Heads Brewing for the Rochester Residency. I'm Dan Gross, one-time Katy Wright, the resident for August 2019, and we hope to see you those 3 Thursdays and the first Friday at Three Heads Brewing.